Hello and welcome to Read with Hadini. I am Omoshaliwa, your host and favorite book lover. This is a space where I share my reading experience, where I read with my audience, and where I also share the lessons I have learned and the fascinating insights I have discovered in the books I read. So whether you're an avid reader, a book lover, or just looking for your next great book, you're in the right place and you're in the right space. So let's dive into today's read and explore the wisdom and gems packed in this book together. So, welcome once again, my lovely audience. Welcome to Read with Hadini podcast. And on today's episode, we'll be rounding up chapter 5 of our book, The Power of Self Discipline No Excuses by Brian Tracy. And this chapter 5 is loaded, is well packed with awesome gems, wisdom, knowledge, information on how to be disciplined in order to achieve personal excellence in all areas of our life, whether be career, your business, your academics, your day-to-day life goals, and how you live your life. Chapter 4 did an awesome explanation, an awesome analysis on how to enjoy and experience excellence in every area of our lives. So today's episode will be concluding the chapter 5. I can't believe that I spent 3 episodes reading chapter 5 alone, and believe me, I'm telling you, it's worth it. It's worth every time, and it's what me spreading this read across 3 episodes. So on today's episode, we'll be moving ahead, and I would just like to do a quick recap on 3 things on what stood out for me in the last episode, and that is the 3 simple steps to become the best in your career, in your academics, in your business, in everything you do. Number 1, read 60 minutes in your field each day. Number 2, listen to educational audio programs in your car. And number 3, attend courses and seminars in your field regularly. Yes, that was awesome. Yes. So let's dive into today's read and let's see what we have packed in the concluding part of chapter 5, the achievement of mastery. How long does it take to achieve mastery in your field? According to the experts, the acquisition of mastery requires about 7 years or 10,000 hours of hard work. It takes 7 years to become a master salesperson. It takes 7 years to become a successful business person. It takes 7 years to become an excellent diesel mechanic. It takes 7 years to become an excellent brain surgeon. It seems to take 7 years or 1,000 or 10,000 hours of hard work to get to the top of any field. So you might as well get started. The time is going to pass anyway. The starting point of your achieving mastery is for you to commit to excellence. I have never met a person who made a decision to get into the top 20% in their field who did not eventually achieve it. And I never met a person who got there having not made that decision, making the decision and then following it up with continuous purposeful discipline action is essential. So what the author is trying to let us understand is that hard work is very, very important. You have to work hard to your goal. You have to work at being a master of your field. So let's move on. Talent is not enough. As I mentioned earlier, according to Geoffrey Colvin, in his best-selling book, Talent is Overrated, most people learn how to do their job in the first year, and then they never get any better. They just coast in their jobs. But the only direction you can coast is downhill. Many people will work away at a job for many years and never rise above the average. They will do their job from 8 to 5, but they never lift a finger to upgrade their skills. They will not invest any time learning their craft unless their company pays for the extra training and gives them the time off to take it. The average person does only an average job, and as a result he earns an average income and worries about money all his life. He never realizes that often there is only a thin veil that separates the average person from the excellent person. The fact is that if you are not getting better, you are getting worse. No one stays in the same place for long. 2 hours each day will get you to the top. It has been calculated that all you need to invest is about 2 extra hours per day to move from the average to the superior. Only 2 hours extra each day will move you from worrying about money all your life to being one of the highest paid people in your field. People immediately ask, where am I going to get an extra 2 hours each day? It's simple. Take a piece of paper and do the following simple calculation. Number one, calculate the number of hours in a week. 7 days times 24 hours equals 168 hours. Number two, if you deduct 40 hours for work and 56 hours for sleep, you have 72 hours left over. If you deduct 3 hours per day, 21 hours for getting ready for and traveling to and from your work, that leaves you 51 hours of spare time to do with as you please. If you invest 2 hours per day back into yourself, 14 hours per week, you will still have 37 hours left over. That's an average of more than 5 hours per day of free time. All you need to do is devote 2 hours each day to move you from average performance to superior performance at whatever you choose to do. Form the habit of continuous learning. The best news is that when you begin reading personal or professional development literature, listening to audio programs in your car, taking additional courses, and upgrading your skills in the evenings and on the weekends, rather than watching television, you soon get into the habit of continuous learning. In no time at all, it will become automatic and easy for you to learn, grow, and upgrade your skills every day and every week. The average adult watches about 5 hours of television each day. For some people, it is 7 or 8 hours. They turn on the television first thing in the morning and watch it until they leave for work. I can't say in our generation now. I don't know how often we sit in front of television because I can't even remember the last time. Maybe if I want to listen to the news, and most of the time because I'm a radio person, I would rather listen to whatever news I want to catch on the radio, right? I think most of the time we spend our time on social media, on our phones, browsing, scrolling through Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, right? I think that is where we spend our hours now, not really sitting in front of television and watching. Even on your phone, there's Netflix, there's Prime TV, or what is this? All these apps where you can watch movies is also there. So everything now is happening on the phone. So that is where we invest and spend most of our time in a day. So they turn it back on as soon as they get home from work. They then watch television until 11 or 12 o'clock at night, going to bed without enough time to get a good night's sleep. They then get up in the morning, drink coffee, and watch television for they can become as long as they can before they go off to work once more. You can be rich or poor, it's your decision. Your television set can make you rich or poor. If you watch it all the time, it will make you poor. Psychologists have shown that the more television you watch, the lower are your levels of energy and self-esteem. So, kindly substitute television for social media here, okay? At an unconscious level, You don't like or respect yourself as much if you sit there hour after hour watching television. People who watch too much television also gain weight and become physically unfit from sitting around too much. Your television can also make you rich, but only if you turn it off. When you turn off your television, you free up time that you can then use to invest in becoming a better, smarter, and more competent person. When you leave your television off, when you are with your family, you will find yourself talking, sharing, communicating, and laughing more often. When you leave your television off for extended periods of time, you break the habit of watching television and you will hardly miss it at all. Your television can be an excellent servant, but it is a terrible master. The choice is yours. Increase your income 1000%. There is a simple 7-step formula you can use in order to increase your productivity, your performance, your output, and income by 1000% over the next 10 years. It works for everyone who tries it. It is simple. First, answer this question. Is it possible for you to increase your overall productivity, performance, and output by 1 over 10 or 1% or 1 out of 10,000 in an entire working day? Your answer will probably be yes. If you were to manage your time a little better and work on more valuable tasks, you would quite easily increase your output by 1,000 in 1 out of 1,000 in a day. Having done this for the first day, could you increase your output by 1/10 of 1% the second day? And the answer, of course, is yes. Having increased your performance by 1/10 of 1% on Monday and Tuesday, could you continue to do it for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday? And again, the answer is yes. 1/2 of 1% per week. 1/10 of 1% times 5 days per week equals 1/2 of 1% per week. It is possible for a normal, intelligent, hardworking individual to increase his or her output by 1/2 of 1%. That is 1/200th in a single week. Of course it is. Having done this for the first week, could you keep up the same pace of personal improvement the second week? Of course you could. Could you get 1/1000th of 1% better 5 days a week for an entire month? If you could, this means that you would be 1/2 of 1% better per week multiplied times 4 or 2% more productive in an entire month. There are 13 4 weeks months in a year. That is 52 weeks. Having become 2% better in a month, could you repeat that in the second month, in the third month, the fourth month, and so on? It is possible. 26% better each year. Of course you could. By working on yourself a little bit each day, learning new skills, getting better at your key tasks, setting priorities and focusing on higher value activities, you can become 26% more productive over the course of an entire year. Having achieved this goal for the first year, could you do this for the second year and then the third? Could you keep it up for 10 years? And the answer, of course, is yes. And the best news is that when you continue to work on yourself, it becomes easier and easier for you to get better and better as the weeks and months get go by. By the law of accumulation or the law of incremental improvement, by the end of 12 months, you would be 26% better. By the end of 10 years, with compounding, you will be 1004% more productive. Your income would increase at the same rate. This formula works if you do. Now, here are the 7 steps to the top. Here are the 7 steps in the 1000% formula. So all the analysis that we've been doing, the percent, 1000, 200, 26% better each year. These are the steps. These are the practical ways to achieve this increment. Step one, arise 2 hours before your first appointment or before you have to be at work. See, waking up early in the starting your day early, like maybe you will wake up an hour or 2 hours before your normal day. It's a whole lot. It's a blessing. I think something happened to me yesterday. I woke up 2 hours late. See, that day was don't let me say something negative, but that day was blessed. Every my the deadlines, the thing I needed to do, everything, even from my breakfast to my getting ready to my sitting at my desk to my reading to my working to my even talking to my family and friends, everything was just behind schedule simply because I woke up 2 hours behind my normal schedule. So waking up 2 hours before your appointment, before going to work, before reading, before going to school, before going to your place of business, it's a blessing. So let's see what the author has to say concerning this. So invest the first hour. We are to arise 2 hours before your first appointment. Invest the first hour in yourself by reading something educational, motivational, or spiritual. Now you can read a book, a self-help book. You can do your as believers, you can do your devotion, you can read your Bible and study your Bible. You can listen to motivational um podcasts that will uplift your spirit, uplift your mind for the day. As Henry Ward Beecher once said, the first hour is the rudder of the day, meaning that when you get up and invest the first hour in yourself, you set yourself up mentally to have an excellent day. You will be more positive, alert, creative, and productive all day long when you start your day by investing the first hour in yourself. If you read in your field 1 hour per day, that would translate into about one book per week. One book per week will translate into about 50 books per year, since the average adult reads less than one non-fiction book per year. If you were to read 50 books in your field each year, do you think that that would give you an edge in your profession? Do you think that it would move you ahead of virtually everyone else in your business? Of course, it would. If you read 50 books per year for 10 years, this would be 500 books that would help you improve your productivity, performance, and income. At the very least, you would need a bigger house just to hold your books and would be able to afford it. Read 1 hour per day in your field will make you reading 1 hour per day in your field will make you a national authority in 3 to 5 years. This alone can give you your 1000% increase over the course of your career. Step 2, rewrite your goals every day. Get a spiral notebook and rewrite your major goals in the present tense every morning before you start out, without looking back at what you wrote the previous day. This writing and rewriting is the process of programming instructions into the guidance mechanism of your mind. When you rewrite your 10 goals each morning, you will continually see and think of opportunities to achieve those goals all day long. You will become more focused, channeled, and directed. You will be more purposeful and determined, and you will achieve your goals much faster than if they were merely wishes floating around in the back of your mind. Writing and rewriting your goals each day can give you your 1000% increase in income over 10 years. Now, step 3, plan every day in advance. Make a list and set priorities on your work before you start off. Your ability to set priorities and to choose the most important thing that you can be doing at every moment is the key to organizing your life and doubling your productivity. We will talk in detail about time management techniques in chapter 12. Working on your top priorities can increase your income by 1000% over 10 years, and it is probably impossible to achieve without it. Step 4. Discipline yourself to concentrate single-mindedly on one thing. See, I don't know how people multitask, but that is not my specialty. I prefer to focus on one thing per time. Choose the most important thing that you can do each day. Then start on it first thing and then work on it until it is 100% complete. Your ability to focus and concentrate when you develop and hone it into a habit all by itself will enable you to double your productivity, your performance, and output in the next month. And it will give you your 1000% increase over 10 years. Like, for example, now maybe in a day you want to get, you already they said, okay, these are the three things I want to get done today, right? Now, what the author is trying to let us understand is that you're not going to be 1 hour, you spend 1 hour on this one, it's 20% complete, you jump to another one, 10% complete, you jump to the third one, 5% complete. No, you pick one and you make sure that to your best ability, you have it completed. Then you move to the next, have it completed, then you move to the third one, have it completed. Now, step 5, listen to educational audio programs in your car or in your house or in your room or while you're cooking, while you're eating. Now, the average business person who drives spends 500 to 1,000 hours per year behind the wheel of a car. Even when we are in the public transport, you can have AirPods, have your earpiece plugged in, and you listen to these audio programs. When you turn your car into a university on wheels or a mobile classroom, you get the educational equivalent of 1 to 2 full-time university semesters as you drive around. Many people have gone from rags to riches by simply listening to educational audio programs in their cars as they drive from place to place. You could do the same. This alone could give you your 1000% increase. Step 6. Ask 2 magic questions after every call or event. First, ask yourself, what did I do right? Then ask yourself, what would I do differently? The first question, what did I do right, forces you to think through and recall all the correct things that you did in that last meeting, presentation, or event, even if it was not successful. Write them down. The second question, what would I do differently, forces you to think through all the different ways you could improve your performance in a similar situation. Write these ideas down as well. Now, in both cases, by reviewing your performance, by thinking about what you did right and what you would do differently, you program yourself to perform even better the next time. This is one of the fastest and most powerful exercises in personal growth and development I have ever discovered. This process dramatically speeds up the rate at which you move into the top 20%. Step 7. Treat every person you meet like $1 million customer. Treat each person you meet and work with, both at home and in the office, as though he or she is the most important person in the world. When you treat people as if they are valuable and important, they will return the favor by treating you as if you are valuable and important as well. They will want to be associated with you, work for you, buy from you, and introduce you to their friends. You begin treating people like $1 million customers by starting at home with the members of your family. Remember that they are the most important people in your life. Now, let me drum that again into our hearing. You start from your home, just like the favorite word of wisdom says, charity begins at home, right? Start with treating your family member with respect. treat them right, show them love, accord them honor. Now, because first of all, before you go into the word, they are the most important people in your life. So when you start your day well, first thing in the morning, by making the members of your family feel important and telling them that you love them, you will be more positive, relaxed, and happier for the rest of the day. How many of us actually, at the end of the quarter, our parents, our siblings, tell them I love you? It's not I love is not only reserved for your boyfriend, your fiance, your wife, or that your bestie. Tomorrow, pick your phone, or even this evening, or even this afternoon, this morning, whenever you're listening to this podcast, pick that phone. Talk to your brother, talk to your sister, your baby sis, your senior sis, your elder brother, your younger brother, and at the end of the call or the chat or the face, the video call, tell them you love them. It will not add any, it will not remove anything from you, and it will not make you mush. And so if it makes you mushy or emotional, so be it. We are human beings, we have emotions. So when you do that, you will find it easy to be kind, to be um accommodating to your customers, to your colleagues at work, to even random people on the streets. Fully 85% of your success will be determined by how much people like and respect you, especially in business and sales. Never miss an opportunity to treat people well. When you practice these 7 steps each day for a month, you will see changes and improvements in your life, work, and income that will astonish you. After a month of regular practice, you will have formed a new habit of continuous personal improvement that can carry you onward and upward for the rest of your life. Be the best. Lifelong personal development and the commitment to personal excellence requires tremendous dedication, discipline, and willpower. The greatest payoff is that every time you learn and apply something new, your brain releases endorphins. These are hormones, happy hormones, which make you feel happier and more excited about your future. Every time you learn and apply something new, you will have a greater sense of personal power. This is how I feel anytime I get a new book to read. I feel like, oh, emotionally, while you're learning something, it makes me happy. So your self-esteem, your self-respect, and personal pride will increase. You will feel very much in control of your earning ability, which is one of the most important parts of your life. In the next chapter, we will talk about the importance of courage, of overcoming the fears and doubts that hold most people back. It is often the case that we know what we need to do, but we lack the courage to take the risk that accompanying try anything new. I think we all have this fear. We just don't want to risk it all. We know what we want to do. We know what you, oh, I want to start a new podcast. I want to go for this course. I want to start this business. I want to apply for this job. But there's always this drawback, this fear of the unknown. And there's no way we'll achieve our dreams, our desires if we don't risk it all. There is no way. Um you don't want to be in a place where as you get older you begin to say, oh, I wish I did that, I wish I've done that. We don't want to have regrets. You want to have, oh, I put my all into it and I got something better out of it. So it is often the case that we know what we need to do, but we lack the courage to take the risk that accompany trying anything new. Instead, we make excuses for inaction. So as usual, at the end of each chapter, this is what I love about the author, is always having action exercises for us to do. Take home assignments. Yeah. Number one, make a decision today to invest in yourself and getting better as if your future depends on it, because it does. Number two, identify the most important skills you have that determine the quality and quantity of results you get at your work, and make a plan to get better in each one. Number three, if you could wave a magic wand and become absolutely excellent in any one skill, which one skill would have the greatest impact on your earning ability? Whatever your answer, set that skill as a goal. Make a plan and work on it every day. Number four, set excellence performance in your work as a goal and then determine exactly what you will need to do every day to join the top 20% or better in your field. Number five, look ahead 3 to 5 years and determine the new knowledge and skills you will need in order to lead your field in the future. Then start acquiring them today. Number six, select the top person in your field, the one you admire most, and use him or her as a role model for your own development. And the final action-less exercise, commit yourself today to lifelong learning and never let a day go by without getting better in some area. Whoa, this is the end of chapter 5 of this book, The Power of Self-Discipline, No Excuses by Brian Tracy. Wow, wow. This is the longest I have been on an episode, and I'm glad we had a wonderful time. And I'm so sure that we had a wonderful time, my lovely audience. I'm sure we have a wonderful time listening to chapter 5. It spanned over 3 episodes, and sincerely, I'm also going to go back to listen to the whole episode, the 3 episode of chapter 5. It's mind-blowing. It's filled with awesome informations and gems that will actually transform one's life. Thank you so much for coming to today's show. Thank you for reading with Hadini. I had a wonderful time with you, and I know that you would have highlighted a lot of things you're going to do from this episode, and I'm sure you're going to get better and you're going to enjoy excellence in all areas of your life. So take care of yourself, stay hydrated, eat your fruit and vegetables, don't allow stress, and I can tell you that's which you need to do. Believe me, you have everything it takes to make it happen. Don't forget, what you're seeking is also seeking you. Until I come your way on another episode of Read with Adeni podcast, take care of yourself, stay blessed, and see you later. Bye.